Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. So we have the Dremel Micro, something from the Stone Age apparently. I picked this up at a pawn shop about a month or so ago. Haven't bothered to do a review. I needed some projects to mess around with to actually make use of it. I don't use Dremels as much as I used to. In fact, I had a powered Dremel with a snake that I got a while back. It's actually on my channel. I actually traded that off for Roger's rocket hub. It's like, sweet. He needed a Dremel, I needed a spare rocket hub because ours was starting to go a little weird. Anyways, so now we got a good rocket hub. He's got a Dremel. So I'm thinking, you know, I still got like thousands of these Dremel bits around. I need a Dremel. So out we go shopping the one day, and I've seen this in the display case many times. And I can't even track back how many years, right? Because I'm thinking, well, maybe there's just a lot of them coming through here, right? You know, like it's possible. Anything can happen, you know. So, but no, actually this is the very same one that turns out, according to their records, this has been in their shop since 2016. This is 2020 too, right? So, that's a long time to be sitting in a shelf, and nobody, of course, you know, charges it up from time to time, right? So whatever charge it had, that was it, and it's actually, we pushed the power button and the thing fired right up, and I'm like, wow. There must be like a little nuclear reactor for a battery, because I've never seen lithium batteries even hold a charge that long a period of time. Unless somebody has been charging it and just didn't tell anybody else in the store, but I don't know. Anyways, I'm not complaining. They wanted $70 for it, and they took the price down, and because they did want even far more than that a long time back. And it's like, I'm not paying that. I know it's a Dremel brand Dremel, but come on, they're not that hot of a device. Especially nowadays. I mean, Dremel has really gotten cheaped out on their stuff. This is kind of like one of the quality ones, obviously, and it's still running on the same original battery. But, and the battery is not so easily replaceable either, because it's all screwed together. So there's no changing the battery out on this, right? Unless you take it apart and, you know, you can probably find another battery for it online. But at this point, it's working perfect. So we have our regular locking button here for our tool change. So we can, you know, just twist the head, hold the button in, it'll lock, and then we can undo the collar, throw our tool in, you know, lock it back down, a little wrench on there, and, you know, and you don't have to tighten them very much. They hold like crazy. Now, every time you turn this thing on, power button, it defaults to 15,000 RPM, and it goes to 28,000 RPM altogether. But you can slow it right down if you want to, just by pushing the button. Like this is what they call like 5,000, right? 10, 15, 20. Now that's doing pretty good there. 28. That squeals. That's a lot of power in there. So, and then just turn it off when you're done. And of course, it's definitely going to let you know when the battery's gone, because it ain't going to work anymore. So I'll put it on the charger, and you'll see these things little pulse up and pulse up and pulse up. And when it's done charging, all the lights are out. Handy little carriage for it, you know. I left the power supply plugged in the wall. Don't need that for the video. But anyway, so I offered them, I says, you know, it's been around since 2016 in your store, according to their records. I said, I'll give you 35 bucks for it. For that, I'll take a gamble. You know what I mean? And I still get a, you know, a warranty if anything goes wrong. And, you know, not long, I think it's like 30 days, but, you know, who cares, right? I could, you know, easily, you know, get an in-store credit or maybe even a refund, who knows, because they can't replace it for 35 bucks. Come on. Anyway, but I have used it a few times now, and I gotta tell you, I'm pretty impressed. I mean, I have nothing against cordless tools. I mean, in my work, I use nothing but cordless tools. What I'm surprised about is the lithium battery in here has been sitting all this time, and it is still running just like brand new. It has full power in the machine. Whoever bought it might have, like, didn't even use it maybe, or they tried it maybe once. Like, you usually see tool wear on the collar here, absolutely zero, you know, other than now me. And it's like, wow. I mean, it does happen. I've seen a lot of stuff show up even at Value Village, you know. You know it's a factory sealed package because the only way into it is to cut all the packaging apart, right? And you can get stuff for a pretty cheap deal. Kind of like our Mastercraft laser temperature gauge we got the other day for 10 bucks. Now that's a steal, because they usually go for 100. But this thing here, I like it, because it's really comfortable too, because you can hold it just like a pen, you know, scribe and engrave with it. I mean, that's, you know, a lot of what Dremels are for. We actually used Dremels when I had my gun business, when I not only sold guns and made mod parts, because I had a machine shop, we also did a lot of gun grips, right, for a lot of the different air guns back then. And we used Dremels. We actually bought extra Dremels in case we blew up, because then we could get job-mate Dremels, which were like 25 bucks. And I still, to this day, had never killed a job-mate Dremel. I've killed the odd snake, you know, but I've never ever killed one of their Dremels, you know. I had a power switch fail once, but that's not a kill. You know, I'm talking dead, blown up, ain't going anymore. So I've taken them apart, put a new power switch in, and I had to do that to one unit out of, I think we had about a half a dozen of them, because we had others in backups, right? Just in case. I mean, they're cheap enough, you know, at the time, so why not have them? We're trying to make grips for customers, and we're charging a lot of money. We got to make sure we have, you know, a couple of extra tools for this, right? But I don't do gun grips anymore. I still get piles of emails though. People, can you make me this or that? I don't. Sorry, quit years ago. Not getting back into it. But for this, I want to use this for like small projects. You know, this would not handle doing gun grips. There's no way. Okay. I mean, it's got lots of juice in it, but you would destroy it in no time. You need one that plugs into the wall, that's durable for the long haul, for that kind of torture. But you can certainly do a lot of wood engraving, you can do metal engraving, you can do polishing, you can do some wood sanding with it. You just, nothing major loaded, right? You know, it's not one of those beefy kind of things, right? It's battery powered. Now, as far as replacing the battery goes, Dremel did not make this as a user replaceable item. However, because Kevy's very technically inclined and loves to see what makes things tick anyway, that's how you learn. One of these days, if I have to change the battery, then I can just take it apart, go up onto, you know, the web and, you know, Amazon or the Chinese websites I love dealing with, and I can order a new battery for it, you know, so not a big deal. But I love the speed control. I like the quality of the buttons too. That's pretty good rubber on there. It's not thin. It's got some thickness to it, but even the feel of the click on the buttons here is really good. It does have, you know, fans in here to keep things cooled off for the motor and whatnot, so that's all right. And it's very slim, so, you know, even people with small hands can handle this thing, you know, without any problem. So if you're looking for something like this, they still do make rechargeable Dremels. We don't have much of a selection available to us in North Bay, you know, but there are other places to get them where you have better selection, because, you know, there are different bulkinesses to them and whatnot. One thing to probably avoid is maybe ones that are bulky in size with changeable batteries. Those are going to be very awkward to try and use in a manner like this, you know. But something that's more of a pen style like this, I mean, that's pretty sleek. I like that. If you can find something along that line, then that would definitely be a bonus to you, especially if you need or want that extra control. Otherwise, option 2 is go buy yourself a plug-in version one that has a snake. I have one on my channel called Rock, and I used it quite a bit before I traded it off to a guy, and I am going to go get another one because I still need a powered version. But I figured while I was at the store, I saw this, and, you know, for 35 bucks, and, you know, so they basically took another, you know, 4 bucks off or whatever. I walked out the door for $40 out of my hand, and I'm quite happy. Couldn't be happier. And I just leave it in the stand, plugged in all the time, so when I do use it, at least I know the battery's already topped up, ready to rock. And it's not going to hurt the battery to do that, so, you know, that's fine. But anyways, I guess maybe probably in the spring or something, maybe I'll do a couple of projects where we actually use this on camera for you guys, so you can actually see what it can actually pull off, you know. But I've done some light duty tasking. I've done some computer work using this thing because it's great for doing computer stuff with. You know, especially for finer things that I like to mess with or modify, whatever. And I still have like thousands of different Dremel bits, and I'm always collecting more because you can't have too many, because you will go through a lot of them, depending on your projects. But yeah, I think it's fantastic. So if you can find one, even the exact same one in your local pawn shop, and if it's working really good, you know, the big thing is listen to the motor, especially at high speed. You know, you should get this kind of a sound out of it. You know, and don't touch this when it's running. The other nice thing, it's got a built-in light. That's awesome. Okay, now you can turn the speed down. You know, when you get around, you know, 10,000 RPM, I mean, it's still got some good tension there to it. I mean, I can stop it, but for doing light duty stuff, there's the lower RPM, right? So you don't burn your object that you're trying to polish or clean up or whatever. But yeah, so good little machine. I give that an easy 4.5 out of 5. And it has nothing to do with the price. Had I had to buy this brand new, knowing what I know about it now, actually, I would have paid the retail on that, because that would be worth every penny on the new side. And it has nothing to do with it being the Dremel motto, the high mucky muck. It has to do with the fact that it's sleek, it's lightweight, it is extremely well balanced, okay? Rechargeable, lithium battery, very strong motor in there. You know, very well built. Like, that's a quality built Dremel from their product line. I'm really happy with that. If you need something with a lot more under the hood, okay, you're definitely going to have to go to a plug-in version style Dremel. And I would definitely advise finding a Dremel that has a snake, like the Rock. Rock is a replacement of like JobMate, okay? And JobMate actually really did a lot of damage on the sales for Dremel when they came out, because their machines were actually built, in my opinion, better. They had a rotary speed control, and you know, which was better instead of this slider garbage. I think Dremel did a rotary one once or twice. Maybe they still do. I haven't really paid attention, to be honest. I don't even go to the tool aisles that much anymore, mainly because I don't need any tools. This is nice, and I like it. It's very portable, and you know, it's just a fantastic little machine. So anyways, that's what I got for you. So if you have any questions or whatever, you guys know where the comments are below, right? Don't have to tell you. Alright, so we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.